Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAF TV. My name is Benjamin Agbile and I'm your host for today. This is a newspaper review where we hit the street to hear what Nigerians out here have to say. But before we hit the street this morning, we'll be reading newspaper headlines for today and we'll be starting with the leadership. Today being Friday, 27th of September 2024, we'll be reading we'll be starting with the leadership newspaper. The bold headline here says Tinubu's ministers struggle to defend reforms. The details of that will be found on page 4 of the leadership. 5 to die by hanging for Offer Bank robbery. The details of that will be found on page 10 of the leadership. Top reject APC prayer to stop Kanu local government election. The details of that will be found on page 9 of the leadership. NDA Isaiah Niger government tax youth on moral values. The details of that will be found on page 7 of the leadership. Nigeria secures 600k dollars aid for flood relief orders. The details of that will be found on page 9 of the leadership. Moving next is the Daily Trust, and on the board headline here we say we have flood displays 82 communities in Niger. The details of that will be found on page 4 of the Daily Trust. Federal government suspend prison officer over Bobrisky allegation. The details of that will be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust. Hardship, Tinubu orders low key 64th independence celebration. The details of that will be found on page 30 of the Daily Trust. Jonathan counters Emir. Sanusi says Nigeria did not lose $49.8 billion under his watch. The details are found on page 7 of the Daily Trust.
Or you pick up status for any of these addresses there. Our head office there for number 1 East West Road, Rumokoro Roundabout.
Cholera keys 11 in Ebonyi. The details are found on page 16 of the Daily Trust. Tour operators suspend registration for 2025 Hajj. The details of that will be found on page 7 of the Daily Trust. Offer bank robberies to die by hanging after 6 days trials. The details will be found on page 5 of the Daily Trust. 50 million Almajiri out of school children roaming Nigerian streets. Federal government. Details will be found on page 6 of the Daily Trust. And that will be all for newspaper headlines for today as we hit the street to hear what Nigerians out here have to say. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
We can see on the leadership here, on the front page here, it says Tinubu's ministers struggle to defend reform. What do you think about this Tinubu's take on reforming his ministers, changing his ministers?
Okay, as at yesterday, when I first saw this headline of our president having to call them forth for their scorecards, I feel at first, taking it from the angle of our president, is actually doing well, because casting our minds back to past administrations, we just hear of appointments. We don't get to see the after effect of what they do in offices. So it is at first, it's a very, very good idea that our president brought up something like a scorecard that his cabinet can actually attest to. Okay, this was what I was given, this is what I've done with it, and this is what is left. So it is very, very okay. Now, our president calling them forth for their scorecard first and also reforming. It is very, very okay. Our leaders should grow up to the mindset that once you're given an appointment, it is not an inheritance. You can be unseated, not because you're bad. Let's not get our president wrong. He's not unseating you because you're bad. He's not also allowing you stay because you're too good. No. We shouldn't see it from that angle. It's actually good to try different hands. personally, I feel that is the mindset our president is having to reform his city, because of late, most Nigerians are saying the reason why our dearest president Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not functioning is because of the persons he's working with. So it is very, very good that our president is actually having a second thought to change his cabinet after a year to reform, because if the reason why it looks as if our leaders are being corrupt is because they have actually dominated a particular position for a long time. So having to give an extension of hands, having to give another person trial would actually go a long way to help boost the activities, because are we good? Okay. Because just like just like the saying, one tree cannot actually make a forest. So the effort of our president so far is still in regards to his cabinet. So him having to create a reform for them and giving them a scorecard, just like what I earlier said, is actually a good idea. Most of them should actually take it in good faith. If you're called out of your office, my point exactly, if you're called out of your office, said, okay, you've actually served for a particular period of time, do not feel bad. Do not think, okay, the president doesn't like you. He's actually doing the right thing. Let's have an extension. Let's have fresh hands. Let's have fresh ideas come into play. In as much as we know, some persons will say, okay, these persons have already gained experience, but we are bringing in new hands. We're actually going to start from afresh. I don't think it's going to be like that. Let's have fresh hands. Let's have fresh persons. Let's have fresh ideas. To me, that's for them actually trying to lobby to get back. It's not actually a good idea. It's not something you're actually giving out your best. We have given you. I know they didn't actually see this coming, but I feel intellectually for your leader to tell you there will be a scorecard at the end of so period. You should know that for every scorecard there is either you're passing or you're failing. That should have been the general notion before now. That you just know that, okay, since we're having a scorecard, you work hard to pass. If you don't pass, you fail. And for those that fail, actually there are two things involved when you fail. Either you get to repeat the course or you walk away. So at this point, for those that actually walk away, they should actually walk away in good faith. They have actually helped our dearest mother's land. That's how it should be.
Okay. I feel, let me not give personal opinion, but we know as human beings, power is toxic and money corrupts minds. You understand? So I feel reason why these people don't want to go into out of office is because of what they stand to gain. Because it's not what they stand to do for the people. You understand? So do you think them agitating or not living, you think is the right thing to do?
I know even scripture says love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is this selfish part of humans. Everybody has it. It's not that most of us have not gotten the opportunity to actually display our selfishness. So it is normal for them to actually want to, just like you said, money corrupts. Most of them have actually seen money and they will not want to live. But for the sake of the people, you were sent there for the benefit of the people. And the person that has sent you to that errand has actually withdrawn back that position. You should accept it in good faith. In as much as there are some level of selfish interest. But this is for the benefit of the people. This is for the benefit of Nigeria. This is for the benefit of our economic growth. We have suffered a lot. So whatever needs to take us away from our current situation, come on, we'll buy into that idea.
So another quick question here on the Daily Trust before we go. Jonathan counters Emir. Sanusi says Nigeria did not lose $49.8 billion under his watch. What do you think about this story?
Okay, at first when I saw this headline this morning, I was like, okay, this is like, should I say this is the first time Goodluck Ebele Jonathan our former president is actually countering somebody like this. So it is that serious. I'm not trying to be supportive of our former president Goodluck Bello Jonathan and our ex CBN governor, because it looks as if the president and the CBN governors always have this controversy. We can remember Muhammadu Buhari's tenure and what's his name again? Michelin. They are not in good terms. So the fight between CBN governor and the president has always been there. But Sanusi are actually saying that this huge amount of money was lost during his time. During his time he was accused of this money missing. Now this controversy actually started in a book launch, just like the headline had it. So our president countering our ex-president, countering this particular opinion is something that should actually create a notion that indeed this is actually wrong. In as much as both of them are trying to play to be on the safe side, nobody wants to take the blame, and nobody in politics, nobody ever wants to take the blame. Goodluck Bello Jonathan doesn't want to take the blame. Our ex CBN governor still doesn't want to take the blame. But putting it on the right track, from what Goodluck Bello Jonathan said, that if such amounts actually got missing during his time, how was it possible that salaries were paid? That's one big question that the ex-CBN governor is yet to actually answer. And it is not really funny now. I'm taking it from my own angle. It doesn't tell good that in a book launch, you're actually called for to actually launch a book, and you're out here countering, trying to defend yourself. Till today, he still doesn't want to accept the fact that money got missing. Okay, funny enough, if he actually wore the same shoe that Mefele is wearing now, do you think he'll be bold enough to actually come out and say that this money actually missed during Goodluck Bello Jonathan's regime? So at this point, I feel everybody is trying to play safe. Everybody is trying to be okay. I was the savior. Let's stop pointing blames. In as much as Goodluck Bello Jonathan was not our messiah, which we thought he was, but let's stop accruing blames. Let's stop. Let's learn to accept fault. Money got missing in their tenure. Now I'm trying to put them together. Now money got missing during their times. They should be accounted for it. They should be. It's not something that he should actually come out after like 6 to 10 years now and start still defending himself. It doesn't tell good. And calling out an ex-president that money got missing during his watch, it doesn't tell good. And this is one man that everybody knows as a man of peace, ambassador of peace, and an ambassador of peace. Goodluck Bello Jonathan is the only president Nigeria has that actually received an ambassador of peace. So it doesn't tell good when he comes around to be arguing. It really not make sense. So at this point, I feel our ex-CBN governor is trying to still defend himself when he should be telling Nigerians what really happened. Money got missing under your watch. Stop passing it around. That's my take.
Good morning. Good morning. So we can see on the Daily Trust here, on the headline here says Jonathan counters Emir Sanusi, says Nigeria did not lose $49.8 billion under his watch. What do you say? What do you have to say about
For me, I would say yes, because he was the only president that ruled this Nigeria and things got down. At least parents were able to pay children's school fees, not the way as Tinubu entered, Buhari entered. Things is expensive. See rice now, how much is rice? So I won't say that. For me, I will not say that Jonathan misplaced such amount of money. He has brain. He knows something. He knows how to calculate. He knows how to do things. His money, like, for example, this is his book now. He keeps record of everything he does. He's not as useless as our former president and past president, that all they do is to keep money in the pit hole for their children and generation, take them outside the country, sponsor them, do this on their children. But he at least, for what I know, Jonathan, at least he gave scholarship to some people. He furthered education. He made school. and he did other stuff. So there is no way, as the president, there is no way they will say he lost kind of such amount of money. If he lost such an amount of money, how was salary paid? How was money given to the orphanage? How did he sponsor people in their educations? How did he do all those things? So for me, I will not say he lost such an amount of money for me. So he's the best president we have ever. If they say we want to vote again, I want him to come back to Nigeria and rule again, because the president here is not helping the situation. Right now, how much is things sold in the market? Things are very expensive. People cannot go to the market and carry 100,000 naira and go to the market now for this current Nigeria. And I say, well, you will come back with Paco bag. Do you know Paco bag? Those small bag. It's not even full it. Because what will you buy? Rice is how much? How much is Gary? How much is that? The economy is too tough. People are suffering. People are on the road begging. As I was coming, I gave my last card to a beggar on the road. I'm a student, yes, I'm 15, but at least you have sympathy to other people's. And the governor, they don't have sympathy to us. We are in school, our parents, they say it's government school, but we pay for other things. We pay for WAEC, we pay for other things, we register, we use our money. Yes, by God's grace, I got a scholarship in my exam for WAEC. They have sponsored everything for my WAEC, but it's not the scholarship they gave is not what to take care of my WAEC, NECO, and JAM. The money that they're doing now is too much. Nobody can condone this enough. It's too much. Now, how much will you carry to market to buy ugu, buy other things? Everything are very expensive. But Buhari ruled us. Let me say, that time he was ruling, about rice was about 200 naira. Next thing he climbed, go to 50. Person won't buy 5 cups of rice. How much did they talk? Okay, 2 cups of rice, don't be 500 naira before. But now when Tinubu enter seats, now you won't buy 1 cup of rice. You need to call 500 naira. Clean rice. So then now 1 bag of rice, you're calling 100 and something thousand naira to feed your family. Imagine a man, a family of 10 or a family of 20. How will they survive? How will they survive with the economy, the way the economy is? It's very tight, it's very rough. The president needs to at least have sympathy. His children are outside there. The money he has already invested in them can be able to take them far in life. So he should come down to and I don't understand what this man is saying, that Jonathan took such an amount. He can never. He's not a thief. He cannot elope with such money because he have enough. He has invested enough in other places, so he cannot take with us money. From there, for me, I'll say he's a liar. He's the one that took the money, former CBI. He should tell us what he did with the money, whether he has dug pit and put it. When he died, with the money carrying follow him to the grave? No, he will die there. He will die there. Nothing like I'm a choosing that will save him. This one that they're saying now, he has to do something about it, because he cannot start blaming Jonathan like that. For me, it's not proper. He should stop it, and if by any way they should sue him to court for this accusation. It's a high one at that. It's not proper. I don't like it. Thank you.
So one quick question before you go: how much is WAEC and NECO registration now, presently?
For now, for WAEC and NECO registration, you should be having at least 50,000 to 60,000 to register for WAEC.
50 to 60.
Yes.
It's all right. Thank you very much. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We can see on the Daily Trust here, it says federal government suspend prisons officers over Bobrisky allegation. What can you say about this headline?
Well, I saw the pages of newspaper regarding this whole saga, but personally, I would think it is something that is very bad, whereby someone was sentenced to a prison and the person is not even kept inside the prison but was kept outside the prison, probably because he or she was popular, because I don't know what gender to use to qualify her in this context. Whether he or she was a popular person or one of the elites in the society. Over time, we have been hearing rumor, but with this case now, we've seen the reality, whereby some people will be sentenced to prison and they will not be in the prison. They can even use another person to represent them. But in this case, it was seen that he was kept in another flat, whereby he was enjoying someone that ought to be in the prison. So I think the federal government, they are doing their work. It is nice, they need to get to the root of that matter, whether truly she was in prison or not in the prison, because someone cannot be sentenced to the prison and the prison's officials will not be aware if that person is in the prison. So however, the federal government has taken a very nice step towards this issue of Bobrisky and some other people involved in this menace.
When Bobrisky went to prison, we were expecting to see after some times he will grow beards, after some times he will slim down. But fortunately, he came out, he was like robust, looking more beautiful than he went into prison and all that. You understand? And there's an allegation that he bribed the EFCC to remove his name from the money mitigation stuff. What can you say?
Well, corruption is something that has eaten deep into the fabrics of our social and economic activities as far as Nigeria is concerned. I'm not so surprised. This is Nigeria. Nigeria is a country where everything is the impossible is possible. It is possible he or she bribes the judge, because somebody who ought to be in the prison was not kept in the prison but was kept outside the prison. So definitely he has bribed his way to the people in the corridor of power, both the EFCC, the judges, and even the prison officials, particularly the prison warders. You see, one thing about Nigeria is once you are an elite, it seems you are above the law. It seems you are above the law. The laws in Nigeria are only for the common Nigerian and the common man. So that he bribed the judge is not a new thing. We have been hearing cases of bribery and corruption as far as Nigeria is concerned. But then it is very bad. Until our country will not prosper if all of these things are happening and we are not trying to curb all of these menace. So my advice to the federal government is they should get to the root of this matter and make sure the whole processes is being exposed, and those who will be found culprits of this should be punished for that. Thank you.
We know in Nigeria that same-sex marriage is not allowed, homosexuality is not allowed. You understand? So letting Bobrisky walk freely on the streets, you think is the government doing justice?
The government is not doing justice, like I said earlier. I said when you are an elite, when you have money, when you are an elite, it seems you are above the constitution in Nigeria. But when you don't have anybody, you don't have money, you are just a common or average Nigerian. It is now you can obey the law. It seems the elites are, but in developed countries, everybody should be equal under the law. Even the rule of law says equality before the law. But in Nigeria, reverse is the case. And the federal government, in this case of Bobrisky, they are not doing enough. They are not doing enough. Why? This guy ought to have been arrested and prosecuted for violating the parts of the rules and regulations governing the country. But reverse is the case. So the governments are not doing enough in this case. Look at what he did. They were just looking for a way to punish him because the money laundering he was charged for, I think majority of our people spray money in clubs or in during social gathering. But the government, instead of them to hit the nail on the main issue, they were parabolating because maybe he offended one of those in power and they just look for a way to punish him. One of his dressing, what he's doing is against the rules and regulations, even it's against morality as far as Nigeria is concerned. But then the government should do more on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, you have here one Nigerians. What do you have to say about today's headline? You can also be part of this program by sliding into our comment section. Your comment values. You can subscribe for more information like this one. My name is Benjamin Agbile and I'm your host for today. Thank you for watching.